Hammered. Left center field. Randy Arozarena, stay hot. This is shot to center. Garber tagged it back and gone to the batter's eye. Line drive right field, touches down, base hit. Crawford into third, waving home. Julio throttles down at third base, and Cal Raleigh delivers.
ESPN Radio, 97.5, 92.5. Myself, Brian McDonald, Cam Smith.
Hey.
And Johnny Belmer, who apparently went... Cam, do you notice he went rogue on us?
No.
Playing the Mariners highlights come in. I even put at the top of the rundown, no highlights today, F that. And Johnny, I guess, just decided to go ahead and do his own thing and put in the highlights anyway.
Well, you made me do it last week. So
I
figured
so
I might as well. Yeah.
Because I made you put the Rangers highlights
John,
in?
He's his own man.
How bad everything you did here was.
Thank you. Hit that one more time for yourself, Johnny.
John, can't tell you how bad everything you did here was.
Yes,
I don't think so, John.
I think there's one there with a curse in there too that we can play at some point.
Yeah.
I didn't need to hear those highlights.
You know what? The Astros should stop losing on Fridays. If they don't want me to play Mariners highlights.
They've done that quite a bit recently, unfortunately. Astros lose 6-1, as you unfortunately heard in the highlights with Johnny going rogue, playing the highlights when the Astros 6-1 lost yesterday. The lead now in the AL West, just 4 games. But I want to start with, I guess, a call for calm, a call for reason, in that the lead is still 4 games, right? It's
correct.
Yeah, mathematically that is correct. It is 4 games. Like, to me, and I don't know if you agree with me, Cam, and listeners, if you agree or disagree, give us a call or text on the HRP listener line, 713-780-3776. But I am not worried yet. I am only worried coming out of the Seattle series if they get swept, and that would take the lead, obviously, from the 5 it was coming out of the All-Star break down to 2, considering the Astros' injuries and how anemic the offense has been recently, ever since that Dodgers series. I would be worried if they got swept and the lead was down to 2. But let's just say, in the most likely scenario, the Astros lose 2 out of 3. The lead goes from 5 coming out of the break down to 4. I'm not worried.
I am.
Oh, okay. All right. So
a smidge.
A smidge? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, 1 to 10. 10 is you're saying sell the team or sell everybody because it's over. 1 is you're no concern at all the World Series champs. Where's your worry?
Well, I mean, I never thought that they were going to go to the World Series.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, I'm trying to gauge, like you said, a smidge concern. I'm just trying to gauge where your level of concern is.
I'm
like at a 3.5.
I'm not crazy, but I'm a little higher than that. I'd say I'm probably like between a 5 and a 6 right now.
Okay.
And most of that is just because, like you mentioned, their offensive production since the Dodger series has disappeared. They're 4-6 their last 10 games. They're still fighting like the injury bug. So it's just like, it seems like everything that they were somehow able to like overcome in the first half of the season is now kind of catching up to them. So that's why I'm a little concerned.
I get that, because even though I paint the picture of, okay, you leave the series and you only lose the game in the standings, and your next 2 series after that are 7 games combined against the Diamondbacks and the A's. Like, that is, I think, a reason for. I mean, the Diamondbacks aren't a terrible team, but they're below. I believe they're below 500.
Well, that's what's
they're right around
second
500.
easiest schedule
exactly.
remaining, which I guess that's why
you have the A's coming up. I believe the White Sox are coming up shortly after that. Like, I don't. If the lead in the AL West goes from just 5 games to 4 games coming out of this series because the Astros take 1 of the next 2 games, I'm really not that worried. I get why people would be concerned because of the injuries stacking up, and we'll get into some of the news on possible returns here in a minute. But like, I'm not worried, even though I do remember the history of this rivalry with the Mariners. Like, it kind of feels a bit hypocritical to say I'm not worried about a 4-game lead in the division, or the Astros holding a 4-game lead, when the Astros were down 10 games to the Mariners, like in late June last year, and made it up in the blink of an eye. So that feels a bit hypocritical. I know it doesn't make a lot of logical sense for me to say they're not worried, or I'm not worried about a 4-game lead when we saw what happened last year. But I don't know, maybe it's just a gut feel that until proven otherwise, this Astros franchise figures it out. It doesn't often make sense there's not often a lot of things you could point to as, okay, I see why they're able to overcome that. Like, there's no reason without Jordan, without Arrighetti, without Christian Javier, without Jeremy Pena for the last few weeks, without Jake Myers for the last 2 weeks. There's no reason why the Astros should still be 15 games above 500, but they are, and they just seem to do it for like every season since 2015.
And like you said, until they prove us that they can't do it, there's no reason to believe that they. Yeah.
That's kind of like, it's not rational. I can't point to some like logical, well, actually this stat says, I can't, there's nothing to point to.
Yeah.
But they just do it and have done it for a decade.
I will say,
so that's why I'm not so worried.
I think it would be higher, but I think everything that we kind of just talked about, like, I don't think a 5 is like outrageous to think that.
No, given the injury concern, I don't think 5. I don't think 5 is this. You're like sky is falling. I wouldn't say no. You're not that.
No,
but you're a smidge worried.
Just
a smidge.
Just a smidge, because like I said, it just seems like they were able to overcome all this sort of stuff, and it just seems like the last like 2 weeks they're kind of like coming down back to earth, and it's just like, how long is that going to last? Because all these pieces that we talked about, they're still weeks away from returning.
Most likely.
Yeah,
most likely. At least 2. I don't think anyone's closer than 2 weeks away. So,
and like Seattle is kind of doing the opposite. They're healthy, and they're kind of on like a little bit of a.
But don't
uprise.
You just again?
But it's still Seattle. It's like so that's why it's like it's hard for me to
Seattle's
be like at a
Seattle,
2
right?
or an 8. It's like, that's why I feel like I'm just always at like a 5 when it comes to the Astros, because there's always things that make you worry about them, but at the same time, they find ways to do what they have to do.
Yeah, like at some point, I just assume because of their track record, Seattle's going to pee down their leg.
Oh, for sure.
At some point, like there's again, there's no rational, like obvious stat or trend I can point to prove that, but it's just been their track record. Johnny, what's your level of concern right now?
Well, before I give you that, I just want to say, the Astros were a sure bet to pee down their leg before they became what this Astros team is. I'm not saying I think the Mariners are going to all of a sudden figure it out, but maybe we be a little scared of a team that's winning, baseball games.
Yeah.
And Texas, I mean, another team in this division just won the World Series a couple years ago. I'm just saying, I don't like them either. I'm just saying.
No, I just dismiss them.
Yeah, we do just a slight bit too much dismissing as Astros fans because of the success. But
as an Astros fan, Johnny and Cam, to be arrogant beyond reason. Okay, until they knock us off our, damn it, until they knock us off our throne, the Astros are the kings of this division.
Facts.
The Astros run this division. You want to beat the king, or you want to beat, to quote Ric Flair, if you have the woo ready, please hit it. If you want to beat the man, you got to beat the man.
I wish I did. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, thank you.
I like the wrestling promo.
Thank you.
I mean, we've been hearing about Seattle for like a decade now.
Yeah.
No, I hear you.
Remember, 2022, like, oh, here they come. Here they come. The Astros swept them. Now, I know that game was closer than the average sweep would appear. There's an 18-inning 1-0 game mix of the bunch. Jordan hit a walk-off in game 1, but still, I mean, until proven otherwise, the Astros are your daddy. It's cute. You had Luis Castillo on the mound. Jose Altuve can't hit him for his life. I don't know if you guys saw those stats. He had 3 strikeouts last night, 0 for 4. In his career against Luis Castillo, Jose Altuve now 4 for 22 with 10 strikeouts and no extra base hits.
Oh.
So, like, let's just hope we don't have to face Seattle in the playoffs and Jose, because we can just cross Jose Altuve's name. Especially like one of those strikeouts he took where Luis Castillo just hit the low inside corner. Maybe you could say he should protect that with the 2-strike count, but whatever. But the last strikeout he had against Luis Castillo, where he chased a ball like 2 feet outside the zone. I can't remember if it was a slider or what exactly he threw, but yeah, he at times he cannot lay off that pitch, especially from Luis Castillo. But let's get to the good.
Oh, if I may.
Okay, please.
I will say
before we get to the good,
this next 3-week stretch is going to be crucial because
you have the schedule in front of you.
I do. So
we got Diamondbacks, Athletics,
Washington, Boston, Miami, New York. And it's not the opponents per se. It's the fact that at home this year, unlike previous years, they've been amazing.
Yes, it's reversed. Yeah.
Away this year, they're basically at 500. And over the next 30 games or 21 games, 14 of them are on the road.
Yeah, I mean, some of those are bad teams, though. Like
they are bad teams.
Like, is Miami at home? Is Washington home? Where are those games?
So it's Seattle, Arizona away, and then they play the A's in Washington at home, and then they travel to Boston, Miami, and New York.
Yeah, like Miami. Okay, it's a road game, but it's
Miami.
It's Miami,
right?
Like
But how many times have we also seen the Astros play down to the competition?
No. I look, okay, I will not accept that. Like, I get what you're saying. But you know what happened to Miami at home earlier this year, like a month ago? The freaking Rockies swept them.
Yeah, that's true.
The Rockies, who had like 10 wins on the season in mid-June coming into that series, went into Miami and swept the Marlins. I am not accepting, baseball is baseball. Things happen if the Astros go in and lose that series to the Marlins.
I surely hope not.
No, I mean, we cannot.
I'll have apoplexy if they do that.
Yeah, no excuses are allowed in that series. That, I don't want to say guaranteed or like a must sweep, but you cannot lose that series.
Hey, you can get tickets for $10 for that Miami series.
I bet you can. I bet you can. I bet you can get them for even cheaper.
Hey, you might be able to.
I honestly, I think if you just put on a fake mustache and a pair of glasses, they'll just let you in.
Oh, like a security guard?
If you don't pull like the Bobby Valentine. Remember when Bobby Valentine got kicked out of game? He put on the Groucho Marx.
Well, yeah, he was already in there though.
Yeah, nobody got kicked out. He got kicked out, and he went back to the
bullpen, dugout, right?
No, not the bullpen, the dugout. Yeah. I think you could put that on, just sneak right in.
I mean, worth a try. What's the worst that's going to happen?
I mean, you don't have to go to a Marlins game. It feels like a win.
It's a win-win.
It feels like a win. All right, we'll carry over the Astros conversation and get into the one good thing from last night's game, and then also talk about some of the injuries the Astros are dealing with, and when we might see guys back like Christian Javier, Yordan Alvarez. That when the bullpen returns. ESPN Radio 97.5 and 92.5.
This is The Bullpen on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Live from the Veritex Community Bank Studios. Here are the producers of ESPN 97.5 and 92.5.
Yes. Oh, here we are. Microphone is now on. Look who's the radio professional in this business. Brian McDonald, that's the guy. Who's got two thumbs and knows how radio works. This guy. All right, Brian McDonald, Cam Smith, John Belmer here with you on ESPN Radio 97.5 and 92.5. Welcome back into the bullpen. We're going to 2 o'clock today, of course, in the second hour at 1:30, Mount Rushmore +1. We'll be talking some Texans and NFL later this hour. But right now, continuing along with the Astros, and let's get into the good from last night, which In a 6-1 loss, there's not a whole lot of good, but the good, Brandon Walter was fantastic again. And you look at the season stats. I mean, last night he was 6 innings, 1 earned run. I think he struck out the side in the 6th inning. And it wasn't just striking out the side. Like, it was Julio, like 2 of the 3 guys were Julio Rodriguez and Cal Raleigh, the big dumper. So it wasn't just like, oh, you're striking out 7, 8, 9. I know that's a great nickname. If we ever do a Mount Rushmore +1 of nicknames that might be on the list.
I don't know. I don't think
it
it's
can
a great
go both
nickname.
ways, though. You feel me?
The big dumper could go both ways.
Like, it could be like
he is a switch hitter. See,
but also
he is. I mean, no, he's
it's a bathroom reference.
Okay, thank you, Cam.
So no, what I'm saying is if his career goes down the toilet, he'll still be considered the big dumper.
So the nickname works either way. Okay, I'm with you, Cam. All right, you salvaged that one.
You had to let me just get there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where we were going. I was a little worried there. All right, again though, the good Brandon Walter. What we talking about, the big dumper? Brandon Walter, 6 innings, 1 earned run last night. Struck out the side in his last inning of the 6th. His season stats, the ERA is now down to 3.66. The whip is below 1, which for a starter is awesome. It's .964, and he's averaging just barely over a strikeout per inning. And that changeup is nasty. He got several guys to swing and miss on that last night. And I'm at the point with Brandon Walter, like he's a journeyman. I don't know if he's JP France, Ronel Blanco. Like the Astros have had some success with journeyman over the years. Ronel Blanco last year, JP France 2 years ago.
And it's not just with starters,
but those guys,
too.
at least in their system, like Brandon Walter was elsewhere. They brought him in and, just out of nowhere, do like the LeBron clap with the smoke, and Brandon Walter appears through the mist. And all of a sudden, he's one of your best 3 pitchers on the rotation.
It's crazy how, like you mentioned, these journeymen, whether they're like starters or relievers, will come to Houston and almost like revitalize their career.
We didn't even mention like Charlie Moore and Wade Miley.
And then when they leave, it oftentimes reverts back to where they were before the Astros.
Sometimes,
I mean, not so much like Charlie Morton.
Yeah, sometimes. Like you say, Kikuchi last year, he was a very mid pitcher. He came here, he was amazing.
And then he got that big deal, and now I think he's doing pretty good, but not as good as with the Astros. So it's just, it's a testament to what the pitching staff can do compared to some other staff on this team.
Which is crazy because you're right. But what's crazy, remember when Brent Strom left?
And everybody was
everyone freaked out.
God!
Oh my God. Like the guy that turned around Charlie Morton, the guy that I don't want to use turnaround Garrett Cole because he had several really good years in Pittsburgh, but his year most recent to when he came to the Astros from Pittsburgh was a year with an ERA over 4. So you could not turn around Garrett Cole, but maybe helped him get to the best he's pitched in his career.
Well, wasn't he here to like help Keuchel and Colin McHugh?
Yeah. Like, and people lost their mind when Strami went out to Arizona and like, oh my God, how can the Astros recover? And well, they, JP France, Ronel Blanco, now Brandon Walter, like all these guys that still keep coming through and doing things they've never done before. But with Brandon Walter, like, it feels risky to say I have a lot of confidence because it's another journeyman. We know the other shoe dropped to JP France even before the injury. But I'm now at the point where Brandon Walter, although I don't love his fastball, that fastball only sits 93. He left one, even though it was top of the zone, he left one, in the zone to Rainy Rosarini, took it deep for his only run allowed of the game. Like, he doesn't have a fastball that's going to really blow anyone away at 93 miles an hour. But the changeup is nasty. His command is great. And I'm at the point now where even when the Astros start to get guys back, cross your fingers, Arrighetti, Christian Javier, I don't think we're going to see Luis Garcia, but we'll see. That I'm to the point where I don't want Brandon Walter to lose his job. If you need to send, if Ryan Gusto needs to go down to AAA or stay in the bullpen, if whatever you do with Colton Gordon, okay. But Brandon Walter, of those 3, of the guys they've kind of had to rely on to fill the gap with all the injuries, Brandon Walter is the one I want to see stick around.
Agreed, Brian. And let me tell you the reason behind why I agree.
I feel
with
like
you.
a thesis is coming. Like Cam was ready for this one. Hit me.
The main stat, the K and batted and walks ratio is 15.7.
I know I think he had 2 walks coming into last night's game.
3 walks in,
so he had 1 last night.
In 47 innings this year. That alone makes me want him to stay. For the fact that even if his stuff is not crazy like electric,
his fastball isn't. Yeah,
you're not having to, like McCullers, you're not having to worry about a guy walking a bunch of people and not being able to get out of that situation. And he hasn't really done that to himself this year.
I'm without looking at Lance's game by game page this year, I would bet Lance has at least 3 games this year walking as many batters in one game as Brandon Walters walked all year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Brandon Walters walked 3 batters all year. Lance, I guarantee you, without even looking at his game by game log, looks like you're pulling it up.
I sure am.
I would guess he has at least 3 games with 3 walks or more.
Oh,
am I correct?
I take that. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh,
6.
6 out of what? 10 starts?
He has 9.
9 starts.
So he has 6 games where he's walked 3 or more people
in 9 starts.
In 9 starts. And at the same time, it's not just the 3 walks, because it's like, okay, if he's giving you 7 innings, 3 walks, but these are games where he's going 4 innings, 5 innings. Like, again, the most he's pitched this year is 6 innings.
Yeah, and he's done that a couple times, but still. So anyway,
and he's had 3 games of 4 walks, and in all those games, it was less than 6 innings pitched.
Yeah, like, I mean, I think if I'm looking ahead to kind of my most optimistic hope for the Astros rotation as they finish the season, it would be obviously Hunter and Fromber in some order, your 1 and 2. You get Javier and Arrighetti back. They're your 3, 4 in some order. And then Brandon Walter is your 5. And if you want to go 6-man rotation because Lance, then okay, 6. I'm just saying.
But honestly,
I'm not saying I want Lance in the rotation, but they're paying him, and if he's healthy, he's going to be in the rotation. So 6-man rotation.
You almost have to. It's almost like Jose Abreu. Like, you are having to play him because he costs so much money. It's like the same thing we're dealing with Lance.
I mean,
right
they
now.
eventually cut the cord with Jose, but I don't think they're going to be as quick to cut the cord with Lance because he's what he's meant to the organization, the whole bury me in the H thing. Like, they're not going to pull the plug on him like they did Jose Abreu.
That, and they don't have the luxury of just cutting starting pitchers because
not right now. No, not until they get Javier and Arrighetti back. For sure. Like, I mean, and let's get into some of those guys coming back because there's been some news. Some of it's a little weird, and I don't quite get it. So let's first go to the starting rotation. This isn't necessarily an injury, but they initially, when they announced the 3 starters for the Seattle series, listed Brandon Walter Friday, Lance McCullers Saturday, and then Framber Valdez Sunday. And I had this on the rundown at one point, like, hey, actually, I like the decision to push Hunter Brown back because we saw him pitch in that last game before the All-Star break, and he'd had 2 rough starts in a row against Texas and against Cleveland. And in that last start against Texas, there was a portion of the game in the middle innings where his velocity was down. Like, instead of his fastball sitting 97, 98, it was like 93, 94. Like, maybe is he having some arm fatigue? Is he gassed? Like, he's on pace for a 200 inning career, which he's never done. Like, there was a little bit of concern. So when I saw that they pushed him back into the Arizona series, like, okay, that's smart. Like, you have the natural break. He would have been on, like, he pitched Sunday, so he would have been on regular rest pitch last night. So buy him like 3 extra days, have him go the opener of the Arizona series. I think he could use those extra days. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the Astros switch it up to, oh no, Fromber is getting pushed back into the Arizona series, and Hunter Brown is pitching Sunday in Seattle, which he still gets extra rest, but it already made no sense to do because of the 2 guys, Fromber's looked better recently compared to Hunter Brown, and like he pitched on Saturday. So like of the 2 guys that needed rest, one was showing fatigue. That was Hunter Brown, not Fromber. One guy pitched Saturday, the other pitched Sunday. So Fromber was already coming in with more rest to begin with. So it didn't make sense if you're going to rest one of these guys that was Hunter Brown. But that was exactly Joe Espada's explanation. He told Matt Kawahara of the Chronicle. Joe Espada said the initial rotation list. You ready for a lie? Joe Espada said the initial rotation list, Valdez pitching on Sunday, was a typo, and the plan was to give Valdez extra rest and have him pitch in Arizona. For McTaggart, same sort of quote. Espada said Brown was always scheduled to pitch Sunday instead of Valdez, who they're giving a bit extra rest. Now, if it wasn't the Astros, I would probably just like, typo. But it's the Astros, and they lie to us every single week about every injury they have. and they're a typo. What do you? How many letters do Brown and Valdez share?
Thank you. I was like, isn't a typo like where you accidentally put like an O instead of an A,
yes,
or like a J instead of a G?
Off.
Yeah, you mistyped the whole name and didn't see that it said Valdez and Brown.
Unless I'm an idiot, share no letters. Like, there's no way you can start to type in Hunter Brown and get to Frommer. Oh, Brown and Valdez. Well, obviously, Frommer does, but there's no way you can start to type Brown and get to Valdez.
Yeah, and then also not see that. Like,
it wasn't like they put it out and then 3 minutes later, like, oh no, we meant Frommer or Hunter Brown on Sunday. It was like a full 24 hours later.
Yeah.
Like, so if you believe the lie, which, I mean, you can't believe this lie. This is absolutely incredible. But if you believe the lie, they somehow typed in a last name that shares no similar letters to the other last name and then didn't catch it for 24 hours. They would have seen it, posted by Matagger, by Kawahara, by Chandler Rome. It's up on the website. It's on their Twitter page. Like, it would have been everywhere, and somehow they don't catch it for 24 hours. I'm not saying something's up.
They're trying to play games with Seattle.
Quit playing games with my heart.
That's
what
you can't keep getting away with it.
Thank you, Jesse.
Well, they can.
They can, and
unfortunately
they just do. Like, I'm not gonna Joel, because Joel's usually the way he goes with this sort of news, but he immediately raised the alarm bells on Frommer, like, oh, does Frommer got something going on? Maybe he's needing extra rest because he's got something going on. I don't want to raise the alarm bells because we have zero information on it. It's just weird. And the Astros are always weird, and I don't understand them.
Yeah.
Like, it makes, if you just
Looney Tunes.
Yeah, like there's so many times where they lie to us when we would have thought nothing of the truth, right? Like, they could have told us the truth and we would have been fine with it, or at least we would have understood it and accepted it and moved on. But for some reason, they decide to lie to us, and they just make everything so much worse.
Yeah. They're not very good about
How do you think the Astros would have got away with cheating on their wife at the Coldplay concert? Do you think they would have? I think they could have. You think they would have handled it worse?
They'd be like, "Oh, that was AI generated."
That was AI generated. Which, by the way,
that was a holographic.
What, Tupac?
Somebody.
If I was the real guy, I would probably say it was AI generated.
Well, there's a lot of AI generated
CEO.
That's true. Good point, Johnny. There's a lot of funny GIFs and memes out there right now. A lot of them AI generated. You see Trump with Hillary Clinton. Johnny showed me the one which I'd seen with Patrick Mahomes and an NFL ref.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's so many going around.
There's some great ones out there. There was a Lego one too.
Oh really?
Somebody created like a
my first adultery kit.
Like a Lego piece. Yeah. Honestly, if that actually turns into a Lego set.
Well, spoiler alert, it ain't.
Well, it should. That was a good one. That was probably my favorite one.
You buy it? Is there a market? Are you telling Lego there's a market?
Is there not?
Well, there's a lot of people committing adultery out there. So.
And there's a lot of people that get down on Legos. I mean, the Lego store in the Galleria, they could. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you meet up with your mistress, then you put together a Lego set.
Together.
That sounds like a great weekend.
That's romantic.
Two other quick notes before we go to break and move on to the Texans and the NFL. So, Yordan Alvarez, you see the update with him? Again, this is more weirdness because like 2 days ago, we got the update from Chandler Rome where it was said that the expectation remains that Yordan will play again this season, which when they say will play again this season, that doesn't sound like it's soon, right? That sounds like, well, September. Like when you phrase it like, well, they will play again this season, because if it was soon, you would say, well, we expect them back soon. Like the phrasing makes me think September, at least IMO. Continuing the quote, expectation remains that Yordan will play again this season, but there is no guarantee he will be at full strength again, according to Chandler Rome of The Athletic. So that news came out, and everyone was like, ah, crap.
Well, there's never a guarantee with them.
We're not getting Yordan back. Oh, but wait, there's more. Yesterday, he hit off a tee, and he's with the team in Seattle. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're typing up like batting practice, and there was a typo, and it was supposed to be Yonder Diaz hitting batting practice.
Yes.
But now it's see, these things happen, Cam.
Apparently
These
so.
things happen. Typos happen.
Just in Houston. Just here.
Just for the Astros.
I think I think the wording, like kind of like what you said about the expectation for this season, is if by the end of the season, the regular season comes around and they're still in the position that they're in, the expectation is he'll play. But if they start to dwindle in the second half and maybe fall out of like first and they're hovering around like 500, I don't think
Yeah,
we'll see
if they
him,
were to hit the
especially if there's no certain that he's even going to be 100%. If you're 500 and you're scrapping to get into the playoffs, why risk it?
now that would take a serious skid because they're 15 games over. But I agree with you.
Yeah,
Like hypothetical. If they were to hit the skids because they can't overcome these injuries, maybe the arms don't come back, whatever, whatever the reason may be, maybe someone else gets hurt. Then yeah, like if Jordan's not 100%, why would you play him September if the team had fallen that hard? But I mean, I don't think that will happen. One other real quick note, and then we'll get out. But Christian Javier has he had pitched a game I think it was in Florida a couple of days or last week, but then he also threw 3 innings yesterday. Gave up 1 run, 2 hits. So it looks like Javier of the trio that's you're hoping to get back, because I don't really include JP France in this. One, because he's a journeyman. 2, I just don't really expect him to be talented enough to crack the rotation. But of the 3, Javier, Luis Garcia, and Spencer Arrighetti that you would hope to get back, I think Javier we get back first.
I think so too.
And I think, honestly, I like Arrighetti. His second half last year was amazing. But as far as what it can mean for the team, as far as getting the guy back with the most upside, who could mean the most to your team if he hits his upside, it's clearly Christian Javier. So,
you think it's?
I think it's Javier. I think the guy with the most
upside
is Christian Javier. You disagree?
Uh,
I like Arrighetti. His second half was amazing, but Christian Javier has had longer stretches of pitching at a high level than Arrighetti.
I think I would say that for Javier, I think Arrighetti has a little higher upside, but I think Javier has that trust and that consistency
a higher floor.
Yeah, to where if I was to have one of them come back, even though I think Arrighetti has the potential to possibly be better, I would rather have Javier back than Arrighetti.
And the reports seem to be that Javier has looked great. Dana talked about it, what he's seen from him in another quote. We don't have time to get into it, but apparently Javier is looking good. So, fingers crossed you have, Hunter Brown, if he's hopefully doesn't have arm fatigue, Fromber, a healthy Javier back, a healthy Arrighetti back, and Brandon Walter pitching like he's pitching. It's a damn good rotation.
It is.
That's a damn good rotation. All right. Other side of the break, when we get back, we're going to get to the Texans and some quotes that not only quotes from the Texans talking tough about their offensive line, but also some quotes from around the AFC South. And maybe we're not giving enough credence to some of these potential threats to the Texans in the division. That and more when the Bullpen returns. ESPN Radio 97.5 and 92.5.
This is the Bullpen on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Live from the Veritex Community Bank Studios. Here are the producers of ESPN 97.5 and 92.5.
Welcome back in ESPN Radio 97.5 and 92.5 here on a glorious Saturday in the city of Houston. Brian McDonald, Cam Smith, John Belmer here with you, and you can join us and weigh in on the conversation, anything Astros or Texans related we're talking about now, or you want to answer our big question, which I'll lay out here in a second. You can weigh in on those as well. Both call and text on the HRMP listener line, 713-780-3776. You can also reach us all on Twitter. I'm at SackByBMac. Cam is at Clutch City Cam, and Johnny is at Third Coast Johnny. So I want to set up the big question of the day before we get into Texans and talk about some of the guys talking tough about their offensive line. But there's a clip we'll play at 1:15 when we expand upon the big question of the day and have some legs to really get into it. There was a news clip coming out of Rochester, New York. Have you seen it, Cam?
I don't believe I have.
Okay. Oh, you're in for a treat. You are in for a treat, sir. So just set it up quickly, and then we'll hear the audio, which makes it so much better. But a guy in Rochester, New York, was on the news because he thought he saw a mountain lion in his neighborhood. So in one of the clips you'll hear, he talks about fending off said mountain lion if he sees it again. So our big question of the day, what zoo animals do you think you could fend off with a baseball bat or less? Now, we're striking out gorilla, and we'll get more into 115, so don't feel like you have to come up with your answer right now. But I'm striking off gorilla. I know that was a popular, discussion a couple months ago. It took over the internet. 100 men versus gorilla. One man with a baseball bat, no, you're dying.
No.
I think you're also dying against a lion. You're dying against a tiger. I think those are the for sure ones.
And a rhino.
A rhino, you're dying. A hippo, you're dying.
For sure.
Yeah, rhino, the hippo, you're dying. Elephant is obviously big enough to kill you, even with a baseball bat, but I don't know if you'd want to. But I guess we got to operate on the idea of it's trying to attack you. So elephant, you're dying. Can you think? What about a zebra? Now, zebra, if it kicks you with his back legs,
I've been kicked by a horse.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to knock you out.
Yeah.
Question is, could you get to it with the bat before it turns around and kicks you with his back legs? You think you're agile and swift enough to be able to outflank the zebra and get to it in the front and avoid the back kicks?
Probably not.
Yeah.
All right,
I don't think so.
We can save it for the.
Yeah, we'll save more of
question,
this conversation for 115 again. But send in your submissions to the HRP listener line at 713-780-3776. Again, the big question today: what animal attacks could you fend off? Zoo animals. I mean, of course you can fend off a grasshopper. Let's not go there.
Yeah.
But what zoo animals could you fend off with a baseball bat or less? Send in those again. 713-780-3776. All right, so Texans talking tough. New Texans center Jake Andrews was on with Vandy and John Harris on Texans radio, and he had this quote you're about to hear about the Texans offensive line this year in protecting C.J. Stroud.
The ball is going to be run. I tell you that much. We're going to run the football. Kaylee's doing a good job with putting all that stuff together. We're going to protect CJ or whoever's back there. Try to make it us five up front. We're going to try to make it our life's work to not have anybody in his lap or touching him at all. We're going to pound the rock and we're going to air it out. We're going to keep people on their toes, and we're going to play tough physical football. And people are going to know when they wake up on Monday morning that they just got done playing the Houston Texans.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
Thank you, Dan Campbell. Well done, Johnny. Some tough words there from new Texans center, I think I say with the question mark in my inflection, Jake Andrews.
He seems to be the one getting the most run at it.
Yeah, which, I mean, doesn't say a lot about Juice Scruggs and Jarrett Patterson. Like, I thought coming into the season, Jarrett Patterson, after he took over in second half of last year, was going to be your center unless they added someone in free agency or the draft, in which they didn't. But right now, it seems to be leaning the way of Jake Andrews, who was a 2023 draft pick, was with the Patriots, hasn't really done much. So the first part of that quote that stood out to me is that at one point he says, we want to protect C.J. Stroud or whoever's behind center. What? Like, if C.J. Stroud's not behind center, it's because you didn't protect him.
Exactly.
And he got knocked the F out, and now we're having to start Davis Mills. So I didn't love that part of the quote.
Long neck.
Draft. Can you fend off a giraffe with a baseball bat? No,
Can you fend off Davis Mills with a baseball bat?
Yes.
Yes, I could.
Yes, I could.
I think I could.
Yeah.
I think I could. Just hit him in the neck.
Ouch.
Yeah, he's done.
I might have to jump.
That's like 30% of his body is right there in the neck. I think.
True.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure half of his vital organs are in that neck. I can't confirm that.
If he was a little more hollow on the inside, he would definitely remind me of like those little wavy.
Oh, the wacky
characters
wavable
outside of the car
inflatable
dealerships.
two-bar man. Yeah, for sure. But getting back into this quote from Jake Andrews about people are going to know when they wake up on Monday morning they played the Houston Texans. Like, okay, cool. I mean, it's July. What I to some degree, what else is he going to say? Nah, man, we're going to suck.
Yeah.
So I don't want to kill him for it, but at the same time, like, I would take this quote, I think, more favorably if it was Cam Robinson saying it, if it was Titus Howard saying it, like someone who's done something in the NFL and played well in the NFL, like Jake Andrews was drafted 2 years ago, hasn't done a damn thing. And you're only projected to be the center because Juice Scruggs and Jarrett Patterson are mid. Like I like
at
it,
best.
At best. And I think mid more for Jarrett Patterson, not for Juice Scruggs.
Yeah.
Juice Scruggs might be less than mid. It just I can't give a whole lot of credence to tough talk though from Jake Andrews, who's never played for the team and hasn't done anything in the NFL. I don't know how you feel about that quote, but
No, I mean I can appreciate what he's saying, but it's just like, again, look where we're at.
Yeah, show me on tape.
And also at the
Show me
same
on
time, it's like, well, yeah, literally every team you play is going to know that they played you the next day.
I thought that too.
So it also depends on if you win or lose. So I mean, yeah.
Honestly, it'd be better if they didn't know because you're so physical. You beat the memory out of the game, out of their brains.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I'm not here to.
I actually had them wake up on Monday having no idea who they played.
Yeah, I'm not here to promote CTE, but I mean, if they're not remembering, then
I did come off as promoting CTE there, didn't I? I don't know if that's the look I want to go for.
No.
Okay, we're going to move on. So some of the teams that could be or will be trying to overtake the Texans in the division, maybe thinking they have something to prove, maybe thinking they've been disrespected. Let's go first to Titans defensive line and pass rusher Jeffrey Simmons, who doesn't like to disrespect his quarterback. That's my quarterback. Cam Ward is getting in the media right now.
First off, I think that our team, Tennessee Titans, never get the respect and attention we need. I never seen the number one pick overall, never get the respect and, quite frankly, the attention that he deserved. But I think that's a chip on his shoulder. You could tell the way he go about his business, his swagger, his demeanor. This going to be one of the ones that, I'm excited to see. I'm excited to get back to camp with him next week to be more around him and to learn a little more about him.
So that from Jeffrey Simmons, like the idea that the Titans aren't getting the respect. I know they made the AFC Championship game in the 2019 season when the Texans should have been facing them in that game, but they blew a 24-0 lead against the Chiefs. But
sir, you were 3-14 last year with a negative 149 point differential.
And what were they the year before? They couldn't have been over 500.
Let me check.
Yeah,
I'd love to.
Please pull up. Like, what was I think was their last winning season?
Wow.
Okay.
Big improvement the year before. Yeah.
Big improvement.
6 wins.
Oh, 6 wins. Was their last winning season 2019?
Oh, I'd love to pull that up too.
It
wasn't 2022 because they were 7-10.
2021.
Ooh. 12-5.
12-5, and that was 2021. Okay,
2021.
So 3 straight losing seasons. Yeah, 2022.
3 straight horrible losing seasons.
Okay, you were good when Derrick Henry was there. When Ryan Tannehill was your quarterback, they ain't walking through that door in Nashville, right? Look, Cam Ward, I think, was the right pick at number 1. I think he will be good, but you can't demand respect before you've done something that deserves respect, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Cam Ward was good at Miami. I think he was the rightful number 1 overall pick, and they have a few pieces in there that I like Calvin Ridley as a receiver. Tony Pollard's okay. I don't know. I wouldn't be in love with him being my lead back, but he's an okay running back. They've got some. Jeffrey Simmons is a very good pass rusher. They've got some pieces there, but 3 straight losing seasons, you'll get respect when you earn it.
I mean,
literally,
there's no other way to word that.
No.
And I respect, sure, I respect that you're going out and you have your quarterbacks back, but again, he hasn't played a snap in the NFL.
Yeah.
So why do you think that you deserve respect when you're 3-14 and you have a rookie quarterback?
Also, I don't know where
Okay.
he's coming from. Like he says in the quote that he deserves more respect and that he's not being talked. And then at the very end, he says, "I'm excited to get back to camp and learn more about him." Like
Yeah, that's a good point.
he doesn't
Like,
even know him that well.
Right. Yeah. And now I did have to cut out part of the quote for time because it's like 2.5 minutes. But in there, he talks about, well, a big part of it was he was talking about going fishing with Cam Bourne and how Cam thinks he can beat him in fishing, which, okay, cool. But one of the parts he used to bump up and promote like how good Cam Ward is, well, apparently they were talking trash. He got knocked on his backside. The next play through, like he says, Jeffrey Simmons says, an 80-yard touchdown, which Cam Ward's got a big arm. He's not throwing the ball 80 yards in the air. Maybe it was a 30-yard pass and the guy ran another 50 yards. But like, but even let's tell the legend, right? Let's go with the most heroic version of that story. Like, it's still practice, not in full pads. We're not even training camp.
We're talking about practice, y'all.
Yeah, we're talking about practice. Thank you, Allen Iverson. But it's not even just practice. It's not even training camp practice. They're not putting the pads on.
No.
These are basically 7-on-7 drills he's talking about.
Yes.
And that's what you're basing on. Oh, we got to respect him more. I'll respect him more when he does it 11-on-11 in September and October and November and December.
Well, if like,
and not January because they won't make the playoffs.
And to what you mentioned, he's the first round pick overall.
Yeah.
So if I'm not mistaken, that means you're respected because you were the first player chosen in the draft. And to what Johnny said, I haven't seen or heard any negative talk about Cam Ward.
I
So
think I guess
like, what?
I guess he just thinks he's not being talked about. I guess that's what he's viewing as disrespect, that they're just ignoring him. I don't know. I don't want to put words in his
Maybe
mouth,
he's trying to fuel some fire to this so-called Titans Texans little rivalry.
I'll say this: the only other rookie I've heard anything about is Judkins, and he was in the news for the wrong thing. So it's a good thing that your rookie is not being talked about at this moment.
Another rookie that gets a lot of conversation is Shedeur Sanders. That's also not usually a good thing with Shedeur for much different reasons. I'm not putting Judkins on him, obviously. Someone else that was drafted number 1 overall, Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, I don't know where you what do you think of his ability to possibly lead the Jaguars into challenging the Texans for the division? But Trevor Lawrence was on with the Barstool guys, Big Cat and PTI or Pro Football Commenter, and talked about, it's year 5. He's got to start winning.
And yeah, I mean, like where I'm at in my career, year 5, like it's time to go and start winning consistently and be not just that team where it's like, you're always like, no one really takes you seriously. You want to be that team that's always competing for, playoff Super Bowls, and you're in the hunt. So that's, of course, I see it through that lens of like, it's year 5. And, I feel like this is like getting into my prime. Like I got a lot of good years left ahead of me and I need to really turn it on. And I think what we've built around me and what they've done this offseason has been a great start.
Hello, you play to win the game.
Oh man, that didn't sound like Trevor Lawrence there at the end. Was there an edit? Johnny, did you edit something there? Like Trevor Lawrence, was that Trevor Lawrence there at the end?
Yeah, I think he just does a good impersonation.
I would just assumed it was him. He changes his voice. I guess that would be what an impersonation is. Way to explain the joke, Brian. But I mean, I give Trevor Lawrence a pass to a degree because his coaching overall, really, but especially year 1 with Urban Meyer, has just been abysmal to start his career. He mentions, I think in the clip, if not, it was a portion I cut off, but he's going to year 5. He's on his 3rd head coach. Like, that's obviously not ideal for the development of a young quarterback. And Urban Meyer might be one of the bigger train wrecks we've ever seen as far as an NFL coach in his one and done year with Trevor Lawrence as a rookie. So I give Trevor Lawrence a pass to a degree, but I don't like how he said. I think it's commendable for him to say, like, yeah, I got to play better. It's put up or shut up time. We can't be a laughing stock anymore. That's what he should say. I don't like that he's saying that I got to get serious now going into year 5. Like, could you said that going into year 3? Like, there was time to get serious even before this upcoming season.
The first year you played when you got drafted.
Well, I'll give him a pass for year 1. No one was doing anything with Urban Meyer.
I mean, I'm not saying that
he was too busy hitting on co-eds at the bar.
Well, I'm not saying he should have won year 1. I'm saying the mentality of I need to start winning starts the moment that you get drafted and you step foot on that that pro level, like that's when the mentality of it's time to start winning hits. Not like
Ideally, yeah, ideally.
4 years later, you know what? I think I'll start winning now.
If it was just that easy, just snap of your fingers.
Time to win.
Instead of waking up feeling dangerous, he woke up just time to start winning.
Today's the day.
Yeah. On his calendar, he rips off the previous day on his calendar, just says time to start winning.
Yep.
It's like, all right, here we go. Duval. Like it's just
Oh,
I
God.
imagine that's what he does when he gets up. Do you think every morning when people say good morning to him, he just replies Duval? Is that what people in Jacksonville do? Maybe we should call up RJ, see what he thinks.
I don't know what else they yell down there. So
good morning to you. Good Duval to you.
Oh, good
Duval to you.
Good Duval.
Good Duval. So of these two threats we've talked about, Titans, Jaguars, which one do you take more seriously? Which the answer may be neither. You're laughing, so I'm guessing the question is the answer is neither.
I mean, funny question.
The Jaguars do have weapons. We got to at least give them that. I mean, Brian Thomas Jr. They draft obviously Travis Hunter,
Ingram.
No, Ingram's in Denver now.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, he's in Denver now.
Then hey,
but Trevor Etienne. I don't know. Like he was bad last year, but he was great the year before.
I think Tank Bigsby
showed some flashes there. Like they've got some weapons.
I would say.
Oh, I guess that's a spoiler. I take the Jaguars far more seriously.
Yeah, I would.
Like if I were to ask the question, like if the Texans don't win this division, who does? My answer would be the Jaguars.
Even before the Colts?
Yeah. I don't. Anthony Richardson? No, I don't care. He added senior to his last name. No.
They have Daniel Jones.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, good point.
He's older. He's older, wider. Anthony Richardson.
I would go Jags over Titans too, but I don't think the margin is
not that great
as much because we don't know what we're going to get out of Cam. Like if Cam has like a Jaden Daniels type season,
yeah, I don't.
Because I
guess it's possible.
I don't think we're gonna like. I
don't see it.
To your point, like Trevor Lawrence, yeah, like you said, he's had 3 different head coaches, and like, all right, I'm gonna go with the comparison that I know. Herbert had 3 different head coaches, 4 different offensive coordinators, but Herbert was putting up like record-breaking numbers. We have not seen Trevor Lawrence have a.
I want to say not a record-breaking year, but I think it was year 3. He had a really like Doug Peterson's first year.
I think it was his second year. He had like 25 touchdowns and like 8 interceptions.
He had a really good year. I think it was year 3.
But it was like 4,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, like a really good year. But he's never had a year where you're like, okay, he's the first overall pick. Like
that's fair.
No year.
No, he hasn't had a year that lived up to the hype for him for sure. As a 2-time national champion.
After 4 years. Is it
or is it one national championship at Clemson? I don't remember. He at least won one.
I think it was at least one.
I think he got to one and lost the other.
I think so.
That might be it.
Yeah, but it's just like
either way.
I feel like we've seen what Trevor Lawrence is going to be. Like he's going to be that quarterback that is going to be outside of the top 10, inside the top 15 for his career.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the betting favorite. Like if I were to like. Gun to my head, have to wager where he is. It's probably a top 10 to 15 QB.
Yeah.
Couple text before we go ahead and hit break on our big question of the day. From 5348, who's taking this far too seriously, or he's being sarcastic, and I'm not getting the joke. But from 5348, so now we are promoting animal abuse. Settle down.
FIFA.
Settle down.
Or not FIFA.
FIFA.
PETA. That's how you rarely know I use that word.
Settle down, FIFA.
Sorry, I have soccer on the brain.
Oh, yes, soccer matters. Tuesday and Wednesdays here on ESPN Radio.
Well, I was playing some soccer yesterday with some of our summer kids.
Oh, okay. Another text coming in from 1420. His submission for the what zoo animals could you beat up with a baseball bat or less to survive? A bird with a baseball bat. Shout out to the big unit.
Word.
Although he did that with the baseball.
And also to the first comment, we didn't say
not
that
every bird. Like there's some birds I don't agree that you could take out.
Oh well, obviously, and you can't take out a bald eagle.
Well, no,
that's a felony.
That's a felony. Yeah.
But to the first comment, we're not saying that like we're pursuing the aggression.
Yeah,
against
we're not
the animal.
hunting them. We're saying if they attacked us.
Yeah, if we were in the zoo and they somehow got out and
right.
we were like, oh. a baseball bat. How convenient.
And
What
you just
animal could I-
slowly pan to your right? Oh, a
weird.
baseball bat. Thank you.
Yeah, we're not
Yeah.
like looking to be aggressive towards the animal.
That's
We're
almost
just
like
defending ourselves.
It's almost like I know you guys don't watch wrestling. It's always funny when they look under the rings like, oh, there's a baseball bat with barbed wire wrapped around it.
Weird.
How convenient
Yeah.
that's there. One more text before we go to break. From 2362. Koalas don't stand a chance against my bat.
Damn it, that was my one.
Oh, that was your.
Yeah.
I don't think we need the baseball bat against koalas, right?
No, and I also don't
I mean,
know
they're
if a
pretty
koala's
friendly and
ever
cuddly.
attacked anything.
No, they're friendly,
But-
cuddly. I'd feel bad.
I mean, if you are caged up and you have all these weirdos like
changes the
looking
man.
at you and
It
yelling
changes
at
the
you.
man. It
Yeah.
changes the koala. Yeah, these bars they mess with your mind, man. All right, we got to get out on the other side of the break. We'll get into we'll maybe get into one more NFL topic and then some of our leftover topics, including something Shedeur Sanders had to say, which I thought was a little bit crazy. That when the bullpen returns, and more submissions for our big question of the day. ESPN Radio 97.5 and 92.5.
Nailed it.
ESPN Radio, 97.5, 92.5. Welcome back into the bullpen. Brian McDonald, Cam Smith, Eric Drummond coming back from break, putting on a show. John Belmer with us here as well. We got complaints against FIFA. We got to get into.
Yeah.
We got to get into. And more text and calls if you've got them on what animal attacks could you survive with a baseball bat or less. I guess I need to make sure I put in attacks every time because one texter earlier took this far too seriously. Look, dude, we're doing a Saturday show. This ain't that serious. But as we continue on, let's get into some of our leftovers, some of the topics that I find fun, but they don't really make up a full segment. First one, coming out of the MLB All-Star game, which before we get into that real quickly, what'd you think of the swing off to tie break there on Tuesday?
You know what? I liked it.
I liked it too, if it's only for the All-Star game, because people, and we won't get into this fully, but people started talking crazy about let's add this to the regular season.
No, that's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny's shaking his head, so he's on our side there too. When I heard that, I was like, ugh.
That's
I do
stupid.
not want what you're drinking because that is insane. Yeah, that's far too gimmicky. I look. I also hate the Ghost Runner rule that they use now. I mean, honestly, this is going to sound really un-American. Will Kunkel, I think, almost fainted when I told this to him on Thursday. But I would rather have regular season games end in a tie before I'd rather have the swing off. The silence. Okay, we'll move on. The silence is
that's interesting. Interesting question.
Like I want the result of the game to match what happened in the game. Like if the game through 9 innings was 6-6, doing a home run derby at the end doesn't really reflect how the game went.
Yeah, because you're not utilizing the entire aspect of the game. Like that's why, like, I get it in the All-Star game because it's a one game that doesn't really mean.
It's an exhibition.
Much.
It's just supposed to be purely entertainment. Like there's nothing at stake, thank God, anymore. Now that the home field advantage is no longer decided on that. But let's get into something that happened, I think, just before the game. Ben Verlander, you see him on Twitter, obviously the brother of Justin Verlander. He's got a big online social media presence. But he was asking players at the All-Star game, how many hits could the average fan get in 100 bats against a major league pitcher?
Your average fan has 100 at bats against a big league pitcher. How many hits are they getting?
None.
Zero.
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 Zero. Literally zero. Guaranteed they're not standing a chance.
Zero. I would go watch that.
I'll be generous and say one.
Maybe one.
Maybe one.
We'll be generous.
Maybe three or four. Zero.
They'll put the ball in play maybe once, but if there's fielders in the field, they won't get a hit. Zero. Probably a foul ball, something like that.
No, zero. I mean, it's hard enough for me to get a hit, and I do this for a living, so.
I wanted 10 hits.
10? That's a lot.
And he's at the bat.
No. Against you. Zero.
I love that. I think that was Yamamoto at the end, but I love that he said 10. It's like, no, against you. Zero. Kyle Tucker's in there, if you couldn't tell. He was the one that says, I do this for a living. That was Kyle Tucker, who also said 0. So my question to you, Cam, because I'll go ahead and say I would get 0, obviously.
Well, I like that.
But you played baseball, I think, further into you played in high school, right?
I did.
So 100 major. I'll give you the worst major league pitcher. You could pick him. Anyone in the game. Worst major league pitcher in baseball. 100 at bats. How many hits you getting?
Well, so I need to know because I did like how that one of the players brought up. Well, are there players in the field?
They're taking out Jose Altuve and they're putting you in. Like it's a regulation game. Everything is like a normal game would, except for instead of Jose Altuve, it's now Cam Smith, but not the one that actually plays for the Astros.
I'm gonna say 2, and this is the reason because my first hit I'm gonna bunt. So then my next time I'm gonna draw the field in.
Oh, I see.
And then I'm gonna get a little dinker.
See, I think you'd almost be better off going the reverse because I mean, no offense, but I think when you walk with the bat, they're gonna walk in. They're gonna walk in on you. So you might be better off trying to get one over their head the first time, and once you do, then they back off and you bunt one.
That's true. I also got to see where they're at in like the outfield. Like, is there a shift on? Like,
I love how much strategy Cam's putting into it.
Jeremy Branham says so. I guess Cam Smith is ass. So
how Jeremy said your ass?
Wow,
I mean, that's rough. Breaking news.
There goes my Saturday.
Yeah, there goes your Saturday.
Against Major League pitching, Cam Smith. This Cam Smith, it would be zero.
Yeah.
Zero, Cam. I respect that you gave yourself the most amount of credit without seeming crazy, but with all due respect, you're getting zero.
Probably so.
You're getting zero.
Yeah.
You're getting zero.
Probably so.
All right, so
unless that button hits.
Unless
I get that butt down.
You still gotta know when it's like this.
And you got
ball coming at you.
You got to pray you don't tear a hamstring trying to book it to first base too.
That too.
Facts.
All right, so let's get to
not as quick as I used to be in my younger years.
Ain't as good as I once was.
Nope.
But I'm as good once as I ever was.
Sure enough.
Shout out to Toby Keith, Brian McDonald. That's the quote. All right, so Cam Smith over here talking crazy about how many hits he gets against Major League pitching. Someone else talking crazy, Browns rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders, who joined Max Crosby on his podcast. And Max Crosby perhaps stealing a gimmick, but ask Shedeur Sanders who his Mount Rushmore is of all-time QB receiver duos.
Your Mount Rushmore of quarterback and wide receiver duos all time.
So Tom and Gronk, of course, but he's a tight end.
I like that.
So Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, Chris Olave and Derek Carr.
That's a curveball. I was not expecting that, but I like it.
Whoever going to be the quarterback for DK Metcalf and George Pickens, whoever that is.
I love it.
All time.
So, Shedeur, respectfully, tell me you don't watch NFL football without telling me you watch NFL football. Because, one, Derek Carr retired. And I get he did play for Chris Olave. It just because retired doesn't exclude them from the list. But
Chris Olave's played, 3 years, and he's been injured half the time?
Oh, yeah. At least he's had 3-4 major concussions. He's maybe played in half his games. And he's been good when he played, but
he would have been better off saying Johnny Manziel and Josh Gordon.
I don't know. I don't know.
If Josh Gordon, because I played against him in high school.
1,600-yard season with the Browns.
If he could just put the weed down,
it's such a shame that because today he would have been fine.
Stay off the weed.
That dude could have had a crazy career if he just could pass a drug test.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. He could have been Calvin Johnson. I mean, I really do believe that. But okay, he started off Brady and Gronk. I'm not even going to knock him for. I know technically Max said wide receiver, but I'm not going to knock him for that.
Tight end.
He is a receiver, not a wide receiver, but he's a receiver. So I'm not going to kill for that. But Derek Carr, Chris Olave would not make the top 500 quarterback wide receiver duos of all time, much less your Mount Rushmore. And then he followed it up at the end with whoever's throwing the ball to DK and George Pickens. George Pickens was traded to the Cowboys.
And technically,
no one's going to be throwing both of them the ball.
And you didn't even list a quarterback duo because you said whoever is throwing it to them.
So again, he said Derek Carr and Chris Olave, a terrible take. He said whoever's throwing those guys the ball, and then says two guys who are playing on separate teams.
Derek Carr and Devontae Adams would have been a better selection than Derek Carr and Chris Olave.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And it would have been a bad choice, but it'd been a better one than him and Olave.
Was that the only three things he threw out?
That I don't know because the clip cut short. I hope because that would be another. I thought about crushing him on that too. He's you only give us 3. It's supposed to be a Mount Rushmore, but it could have been the clip was clipped. So I don't know on that one. But yeah, he gave us 3 answers, and 2 of them were bat bleep crazy as far as being either good choices or again I worry about my quarterback if he doesn't ever watch quarterbacks and receivers play. Maybe I'm being crazy. Because part of the knock, maybe this is me taking it far too far. Tell me if I am, check me. But part of the knock on Shedeur Sanders was the privilege and not preparing and kind of being full of himself. Not knowing who's throwing the ball to DK, not knowing that George Pickens is now on a different team, not knowing that Carr and Olave is a bad answer, kind of points to you're not doing a lot of prep work. You're not studying guys that you hope to, copy and and have their same sort of career, right?
And the fact that George Pickens, not only is he not on the Steelers, he went to Dallas where your dad played and where you grew up, and where you've grown up at.
Yeah,
so
good point.
What?
Yeah, you figured of any team he might be following. Oh my God. Like, I would hope you would at least know the Broncos roster and the Cowboys roster because you've been in Colorado for 2 years. And like you said, your dad played for the Cowboys. But, oh, my God.
One thing I would say is a trait in my quarterback that I would like is passion for football.
I don't think he has
it. Doesn't. Yeah, this screams that he's doing this because he likes to play football and be athletic, and it's in the family, and he's good at it. But I don't know if he has the passion for football because you would know, especially being a quarterback, the combinations throughout the years that you want to emulate.
Right. Like, I wouldn't expect from Shedeur that he could give us like a top 20, or give us every, he doesn't have to go back to the 70s with the best duos in the 70s or even the 80s, right? But he couldn't give us 2 good ones. Like, Max asked for 4. He couldn't even give us 2. The only one that he gave us that was good was, I'm sorry, I guess he gave us 2 good ones. He could give us 3. He gave us Rodgers and Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
And he gave us Brady and Gronk. Those 2 are good. The other 2 he gave us, terrible. Crazy.
One wasn't even, it was incomplete.
Yeah.
It wasn't even bad. It was just
yeah.
What?
I don't know. I was lost for words when I heard that list.
That's
you hear it in Max Crosby's voice when he says Olave.
I wasn't expecting
that one. That was the politest way he could probably think to say that's effing stupid. Yeah.
What a ridiculous answer.
What a ridiculous answer. One quick text before we go to break. Weighing back in on the amount of hits you could get off a starting pitcher, or not starting pitcher, but major league pitching with 100 bats. That, like the average fan. From 0861. That's ridiculous in my opinion because there's folks that play collegiate baseball and maybe didn't make it pro or had injuries that are fans, but that can definitely get a hit, if not multiple. I think that's true. Like, if someone played high-level college baseball and for whatever reason didn't get drafted or had injuries that precluded them from continuing their career, they could probably get a hit. But I don't know if that was the spirit of the question.
I think it's like the average fan.
Yeah, I don't know if Ben Verlander said the average fan, but I think he did say the average fan.
The average fan get.
Okay, so there you go. Like, this texter is right for who he's talking about, but that's not. Ben Verlander is basically talking about me.
That's a subcategory.
Ben Verlander is basically talking about me, who, spoiler, didn't play collegiate baseball.
But that's also like a subcategory, because if you're talking about the average fan, I mean, you could go as low as like a 6-year-old child all the way up to somebody who's 80 years old.
I don't think anyone was thinking that, but sure.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Also, the average fan could have played like collegiate or high school baseball at like a high level, but unless you're close to that time, if it's been 10 years, 15 years, all of that is gone.
Yeah, you're right. Even if a guy played collegiate baseball, but he's now 55 and he's been working insurance for the last 25 years, I don't think he's getting up there and getting a hit off of Hunter Brown.
Definitely not.
Well, maybe the Hunter Brown that pitched against the Rangers, but not the Hunter Brown that we hope to get. All right, on the other side of the break, we'll get more into our big question. That is, of course, what animal attacks, like zoo animals, we're not talking about crickets here, but what zoo animal attacks could you fend off with a baseball bat or less? And we'll set that up with some of the best audio from a news report out of Rochester, New York you'll ever hear. That when the Bullpen returns, ESPN Radio 97.5 and 92.5.
This is The Bullpen on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Live from the Veritex Community Bank Studios. Here are the producers of ESPN 97.5 and 92.5.
Welcome back in. ESPN Radio 97.5, 92.5 here on a Saturday with you for 3 more segments, and we'll be back next week. Brian McDonald, Cam Smith, John Belmer here with you. And you can hit us up on the HRP listener line if you have thoughts on this big question we're about to get into in full. You can hit us phone or call or text 713-780-3776. So the big question, as we set up last hour, was what animal attacks, specifically like zoo animal attacks, could you survive with the baseball bat or less? Now, you might ask, what was I smoking when I thought of this big question? Well, it wasn't out of thin air. It wasn't out of thin air. This is in honor of this amazing news clip you're about to hear, which Cam will be hearing for the first time. So, Cam, I am jealous of you that you get to hear this for the first time.
Thank you.
I was in tears when I was listening to this a few days ago. But it's a TV station report out of Rochester, New York, from a man named Curtis Jones, who reports in this clip you're about to hear that he saw a mountain lion in his neighborhood.
Curtis Jones says he was walking near Rauber Street late Wednesday when he saw people running from what appeared to be a large wild cat.
After I see the people run, I just see something big just walking, just right over here, right by the bush. It went right over here. I swear, I promise you, it went right over there. And they said, "Rah!" And I just kept walking. I seen me, see it. So in my head, I'm like, nah, I gotta go, man. I'm out.
Police say no reports have been substantiated. Jones tells me he remains on edge.
You gotta keep this bat right here, man. I'm gonna keep this bat right here, man, just in case. I'm gonna protect this. I ain't gonna let nothing happen to us, nothing, okay? They ain't find it last night. It's still out here. It could be out here in one of these bushes or something. You know, them mountain lions, they be, they crawling, and, you know, they serious.
The Monroe County Sheriff's Office assisted the investigation by using an aerial drone. The Seneca Park Zoo told 13 Wham all of its animals are accounted for.
I don't play with lions. I don't play with tigers, bears, nothing with the wild. I don't play with those. I promise you. I don't even do roller coasters. I'm good. You do roller coasters.
Oh, that is one of the best pieces of audio I've ever heard. I don't mess with roller coasters, man. I actually do like roller coasters.
I don't even do roller coasters.
He's gonna bring a bat to a roller coaster.
I'm good.
I think everyone's favorite part will be him doing the cat sound. Yeah. But I think my favorite part, underrated, is when he talks about seeing it. He goes, I seen it, see me seeing it. Just the phrase.
I gotta get out of here. But at that point, if you really thought you saw a mountain lion and it could still be creeping in the bushes near you,
yeah, because mountain lions obviously hide in the bushes. That's what mountain lions do.
Prefer a gun at that point?
I mean, maybe he didn't have one. But that's the genesis of this question, because he said, I'm keeping a bat in case this mountain lion came back.
Yeah.
So what animal attacks could you survive from the zoo with a baseball bat or less? Thank you, Mr. Curtis Jones, because that was, oh my God. Johnny can play that 3 more times.
I want to see the actual video.
Oh, it's great. It's great. Yeah. I was watching it as I recorded it. It's it lives up to. By the way, he's in New York and he's wearing a Celtics hat.
Oh,
underrated part of this story. Maybe a little bit of a traitor. You're in New York, and you're wearing a Celtics cap. Maybe he's from Boston. I don't know.
Could be. I mean,
he could be from Boston. I don't know.
I don't think you could be from New York, living in New York, and wearing a Boston.
He was wearing.
Yeah,
a
but
Celtics
Rochester's
hat.
not New York City. So.
It's not New York City, but I don't know.
I mean, maybe he just feels like he's not connected to the New York City teams.
I don't know. All right. So, what animal attacks could we survive with a baseball bat or less?
Sloth.
They do have them at the zoo.
Hey, they are known to be lazy and slow moving. But have you seen the claws on those? Have you seen the
they're
claws
long,
on those things?
No, they can mess you up if they got a hold of you.
Yeah.
But I don't. The question is, could they get a hold of you? I don't think they could. So
No,
let's
'cause
go
I got
ahead and
that
strike
bat.
the big ones off the list. I mean, Curtis Jones said he saw a mountain lion. You ain't beating a mountain. I'm sorry, Curtis. If the mountain lion comes back and all you guys a baseball bat, no more Curtis Jones.
Yeah, maybe a bobcat, not a mountain
That was
lion.
the first one I thought of, is the bobcat, because they have bobcats at the zoo, but it's a smaller.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a house cat. It's bigger than a house cat, but I think If I'm accurate with my first shot, I survive.
Bobcat,
If it ducks my first swing, then maybe I'm dead. I don't know.
Maybe a lynx.
A lynx, yeah,
They're just
a lynx. I think
they're
similar.
just really big ass house cats.
Right. So we're striking off the big ones, right? You're not beating a bear.
No.
You're not beating a gorilla. You're not beating a lion, a tiger,
No safari
a
animal.
rhino, a hippo,
a cheetah,
an elephant, a cheetah, jaguar,
leopard.
Those are all out. What about a chimpanzee?
I don't know, man. Those things are crazy.
I know,
strong.
and they could be.
They would take the bat
They
from
can
you.
move.
Oh, you're right, dude. They might take the bat from us and beat us
And
with
they
it.
throw feces. Can you imagine if you got feces in your
Well,
eye?
that's the first move. They blind you.
Yeah.
Then they take the bat and beat you to death with your own bat.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd
All
be a
right.
sad day.
All right, man. That's that's not a good way to go. I'm gonna go out on a limb. Like, if that's not a good way to go. If you guys ever find out that I died getting blinded by feces from a chimpanzee and then beaten to death with my own baseball bat, don't come to my funeral. I don't deserve it. Like, that's too embarrassing. Just mourn me in silence and forget about me.
No, I'll still come.
All right. Well, I
would be curious to see what the
We can
tombstone
come,
says.
but we have to have.
You'd be curious to see if it's open casket.
Oh,
Oh, he's got the poo on his face.
The monkey might be in attendance.
Yeah, you might. You might be looking for who's next.
Yeah.
Take out my whole family. Sad day in the McDonald household. All right, so no chimpanzee. Like, I'm trying to think of what like the smallest.
My thought was a meerkat.
Oh yeah, meerkats are small. Yeah, they're right. Meerkats.
Yeah,
small.
they're pretty
They're
small.
the ones that little burrow, right?
Mhm.
The ones that burrow and come up.
Almost
to the
like
ground.
prairie dogs.
Yeah,
A
like
little
prairie
bigger, a
dogs.
little
Yeah, we could
bigger.
take those out.
But I feel like the only animals we could actually take out are like ones that are so far away from aggressive.
Yeah,
that it's just like
so we're
we're literally beating live like living stuffed animals at this point.
Right, but I think we have to come from the point of view that this animal, even if it's normally known as docile,
You're right. It is being the aggressor.
Because the start of the question is it's attacking us.
Yeah.
So this normal state of mind is thrown, put to the side.
I can tell you, I don't know how many they have at the zoo, because I don't think they have this at the zoo here. A badger.
You think you could take a badger?
No.
Yeah.
No, because it's got claws, right?
Yeah. And
big
what's
big teeth?
What's the one? What's that animal they used to nickname? Like a honey badger.
Yes, a badger.
Well, I think there's different kinds.
Yeah, of course.
Tyrann
like
Matthew?
a Tasmanian devil. Like no.
What about a wolverine?
That's okay. That's what I was trying to get.
You're
at.
thinking
No,
of
I'm not
Wolverine?
messing with a wolverine.
No, not messing with a wolverine.
No.
I feel like with a wolverine or a badger, kind of similar to the bobcat. Like if you landed your first shot, you're good. But if you miss, then you're in trouble.
Ooh. What about this one? Because this one has been on the news before for throwing punches and kicks.
Okay.
A kangaroo.
Oh no, kangaroo would mess you up.
Yeah.
No, there's no chance. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead with a kangaroo.
Yeah.
You know what animal I could survive? I'd mess the bleep out of a flamingo.
Oh yeah.
Flamingo comes at me.
Those one-legged standers.
It's not gonna be pink anymore. It's gonna be red.
Wow.
That's
He's talking murder. Murder, she wrote.
Call FIFA.
Call FIFA. Yeah, that's right. What a callback. Good job, Johnny. Johnny, any animals come to mind for you that you think you could survive the animal attack?
Yeah, the meerkat, the smaller animals, things like that. I did think about like the monkeys at
There's
first.
got to be a monkey small enough.
There's got to
to
be
mess up, right?
a scenario with that.
Yeah.
I think they're called gibbons. Like there's like I don't know if gibbons are technically monkeys or they're monkeys.
But they're real tiny.
But they're tiny, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of like smaller versions of monkeys that you could take.
I don't know. It's been too long since I've been to the zoo to know what other animals they
by
have.
a monkey.
Yeah.
I was hoping that's what you're gonna say.
You know what? How about this? A snake.
Oh yeah.
Reptiles.
For sure. Turtles. You can mess up a turtle.
I could mess up a turtle.
Yeah.
You'd have to strike it in the head though.
Oh, that's true. It could turtle up and then you got nowhere to hit.
Or a snapping turtle.
Man, they'll make you bleed.
They'll take your finger off.
Yeah, they'll make you bleed.
What about a crocodile or alligator? Because there's a lot of those videos where you see they get popped on the head and then they kind of like.
What videos are you searching for?
Yeah, I've seen those too.
Yeah, you've seen those.
Okay,
like
right.
little.
But they're not attacking. It doesn't look like. It looks like they're just kind of coming up.
They're creeping up.
Yeah.
And like the the caretaker or whatever will like smack it on the head with a stick, and it'll kind of like retreat.
But that's also, like you said, that's with the trainer. Like it's there's been some sort of built-in thing with that animal, with that person, to respond in that way when it receives not abuse, but anywhere that sort of like command. I don't know if in a situation where it's just out in the wild and attacking you, like it's just coming at you with mouth and teeth wide open. Like I don't think it's responding. One hits, I don't think is good enough.
Yeah, true. Because if it's out of if it's out of the cage,
yeah,
like
these are out. Like you're, and let's not forget, like people. I don't know if everyone knows this, but in short bursts, alligators can outrun you.
Oh, they're very quick.
Yeah, they're very quick in short bursts. So like, it's not like you can create some distance and then you can get an angle on it either.
Yeah, a lot of these animals are very deceptively like quick. Like even rhinos. Rhino is like personally like my favorite animal, but they're like little tanks that can go like 40 miles per hour. And like
nothing little about a rhino. They're not little tanks. Oh, you're saying, oh, my bad. Little compared to a tank.
To an actual tank.
Sure.
But those suckers can get up there.
Oh, of course. And obviously they got the big horn right on the front there. All right, if you have any more submissions to animal attacks from the zoo that you can survive with just a baseball bat or less, courtesy of Curtis Jones out there in Rochester, New York. Hopefully he's still with us, man. I don't know if that mountain lion's wreaking havoc on that neighborhood.
Speaking of submission, I wonder if there's any animals that you could put in submission.
What, like a rear naked choke?
Yeah.
What's this, the UFC? No. Yeah, go ahead and try to put that alligator in a rear naked choke.
No, he's too low.
We'll send flowers to your family.
He's too low to the ground. I need an animal that's somewhat closer to my stature.
That kangaroo.
Yeah, go ahead and try with the kangaroo. Again, we'll send flowers to your family.
I'm not messing with the kangaroo.
All right. We got to get out on the other side of the break. Mount Rushmore +1. Don't go anywhere. Welcome in, Houston, to the best part of your weekend. Welcome into Mount Rushmore Plus One, the award-winning, groundbreaking, sports radio landscape-changing segment that has forever and ever put us in the conversation for the Texas Radio Hall of Fame and will get us there in far less than the 27 years it took those bums, John and Lance, to get there. I'm just saying. 12 years or less, gentlemen. 12 years or less. Book your hotel rooms now. We're getting in. We're getting in. We're getting in.
I've been meaning to ask, though, is the timeline from when we started doing the bullpen or from when our radio careers started?
No. God, no. No, from when we started doing Mount Rushmore Plus One.
Okay. I was going to say, because if it was when our radio's career started,
we're like 2 years in. We're like 2 years in.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we're good. 12 or less.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, without a doubt. All right. So my Mount Rushmore Plus One is going to be a little takeoff of what happened at the Coldplay concert. Everyone's seen it. Everyone in the world has seen it. We've all seen the memes. We've all seen the gifs.
We've all been there.
No, we haven't.
What?
No, we haven't.
Just kidding.
Speak for yourself. I know my wife's not listening, but no, we have not. No, we have not. If you didn't see it, if you're the one person in the world who hasn't seen it, there is a tech CEO in his head of HR. Both who were married to other people caught canoodling with each other at a Coldplay concert, and they got exposed when the camera got put on them. And they reacted in the worst way possible, giving away that they weren't supposed to be together. So my Mount Rushmore Plus One is the worst concerts to be caught cheating on your wife with. Like, if I'm going to go down, at least, like, let me go down and see a Metallica or, like, something like a really cool concert that I've always wanted
something
to go.
Worth it?
Yeah, something worth it. Exactly, Johnny. Like, if I'm going to go down, at least let it be worth it. But my Mount Rushmore Plus One is like, man, if I get caught at this concert, it wasn't worth it. Number one on the list, Johnny. This would be bad. Rebecca Black, like, not only did I get exposed, I'm getting divorced, but it was at a Rebecca Black concert. I'm up there dancing to Rebecca Black.
Have you been to a Rebecca Black concert?
I have not. Okay. I have not. Why, are you saying it's a good time?
No, I was curious if it was like concerts you've been to.
No.
Like, no way this could happen to me.
I have not seen any of these acts.
Okay.
I have not seen any of these acts. All right, number two on the list, Johnny. I don't know if they're still scoring, but if I get caught cheating, if I get caught cheating at a Chumbawamba concert, I'm a little like, you're already embarrassed. All these add more embarrassment, and I'm embarrassed. Like, you took a vodka drink and then you cheated on your wife. Like,
I'm not opposed to this song, but I see what. But in
you're
totality,
not opposed to the song. Okay,
this group, yes.
Yeah,
I see
all
what
right.
you're saying. Yeah.
Do they have more than one song?
Don't know.
Yeah, no one knows.
That's why. That's why I agree with you.
There's no way to know. There's no way to know. All right, next one, Johnny. Taking it back to another song from the 90s. But
the Hanson brothers?
Yeah, this is the yeah. Growing up, I didn't know they were all brothers, but yeah. You get caught at dance along to Bop with your mistress and your wife finds out. Like, she justifiably could take your kids for that. Like, with no other causation. Like,
she should divorce you.
Like,
you just go to that concert by yourself.
Like, the judge would say, or the lawyer would say, Exhibit A, this is all we got. And they play the Bop video. And like, she's taking your kids.
And the house.
In the car. She's getting everything. All right, two more. Next one up, Johnny. Come on, Cam. Rolling.
Keep rolling into that divorce.
Like, if you get caught cheating on your wife while dancing along to Fred Durst spitting bars, that ain't going well for you, right? Like,
no.
You're getting roasted on the interwebs. All right, one more, Johnny.
And a photograph was taken.
Yeah, exactly. Look at this divorce. Notice,
literally,
she's taking your house and car. Yeah.
Oh God.
Chad Kruger, I don't think has written those lyrics, but Nickelback that'd be a bad way to go out of the marriage and all your money and losing your car.
All you gonna have is a nickel.
All you're gonna have is a nickel. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. All right. I made it hard on Johnny on that last segment. So Johnny, why don't you go ahead and go next?
Okay. Well, thanks for at least letting the people know that was a
Yeah,
little
I
bit
know.
difficult.
I probably should give you a little more time in between those. I realized it, but it is.
It is what it is. It was funny.
Yeah,
it worked.
Yeah, it is.
I liked it. My Mount Rushmore +1 is of my favorite one moment feelings in the world. If you don't know exactly what that means, I think as I go through, you'll start to
I might need a
understand.
little definition here.
Yeah, well, so you know how you love somebody, that's like a long-term feeling. These are like one moment feelings that happen to everybody's experienced them that are my favorite version. So like I'll start going through it, you understand. Number 5 is the feeling when you are extremely cold and you get to stand in front of a heater for the first time in forever, like a space heater, like that feeling. Is number 5.
I think I prefer the reverse of that. Like if I'm really hot and then I get to sit in front of a fan going. Yeah.
There's that too. Walking
like
into a house.
Car, like if you walk to the car and like, oh my God, it's so humid. Yeah. If you turn it on full blast once you get into the car.
That's good. Yeah, absolutely. Number 4, the moment your paycheck hits your bank account.
Oh yeah.
So like that, for that moment, you're like,
I'm not poor.
Yeah.
You get to pretend for a moment.
You get to pretend. Yeah. Until all your bills take it away. When number 3 is when your NFL team kicks off for week 1. So the first kickoff of the NFL season.
Yeah.
For your team gives you that feeling, Number 2 is for me, it's the first sip of like an ice cold iced coffee or soda.
Yeah.
That first sip.
The crack of the can. Yeah.
Number 1 is waking up before my alarm and realizing I have a few moments to go back to sleep. That going back to sleep feeling.
That's not bad. Yeah. Like one of the worst feelings in the world is like waking up late when you have to be somewhere. But like that feeling, I don't know if I would go a few minutes before. For me, it's like, let's say I have to be
like an hour.
Like if let's say I have to be up at 7 and I'm like, I wake up at 5:30. Like then I could actually lay down and sleep more.
Yeah.
Like if I have to be up at 7 and it's 6:55, like.
Yeah, because it's gonna take me 10 more minutes to go back to sleep, and then I'm gonna have.
But if you got some time, that is a great feeling.
No, that's a good one.
That's a good list, Johnny. All right, what do you got for us, Cam?
So mine is favorite early 2000 comedies.
Oh, okay.
And I'm talking like.
So like I know early 2000s, but where's your cutoff point?
I think they're all between 2000 and 2010.
Okay.
It was very difficult because there was a lot of good comedies that happened.
Yeah, you're condensing 10 years into 5 movies here.
Yeah.
Some bold choices need to be made.
So a lot of these people will know, but I think there's one on this list that might surprise people. Dodgeball.
Oh yeah, you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball.
Yeah.
You could dodge traffic, you could dodge a ball.
Love dodgeball. And I think a lot of these movies there's one main character that's just an absolute idiot. And I think that
Ben Stiller in this movie.
Yeah, Ben Stiller is that idiot. Step Brothers.
Oh yeah.
2 idiots.
Yeah, 2 idiots.
Classic.
Especially boats and hose.
That boats and hose and that fight scene.
Yeah.
And the nuts on the drum scene. Like again, a lot of scenes in that movie.
Stuff there.
I actually watched this movie last night. Road Trip.
Oh, okay.
Which kind of flies under the radar because it was like early 2000s.
Was this like Ice Cube? Wasn't it?
No.
No, that was. Are we there yet? How dare you?
He's talking about it has Stifler in it from. From American Pie.
Stifler and then the skinny guy that was in the new guy.
I forget his name, but that really skinny actor, and then had the blonde man. We sound like old people. They had the blonde lady. I forget her name. But yeah, there's a famous
Anna something I think maybe.
The scene I'm remembering with the skinny guy is they go to like the black college and he gets up and starts breakdancing.
That scene, and then or obviously later the very next morning when he's like, I boinked her, and great.
The scene when they're in the bus singing along.
Well, and it's got that idiot, not Seth Green, but their other roommate that didn't go on the trip. Tom Green.
Yeah, Tom Green's
like
on it.
Him in that movie.
Right.
I granted I might have been a little.
Under the influence?
Yeah, last night. But every time he came onto the screen, I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, no, that's a good movie. I've watched it multiple times.
Another Stifler movie, but not what you're thinking.
Oh, yeah. No.
Role Models.
Yes.
Role Models.
My man.
Role Models. Yes. Oh.
That's a great Paul Rudd and Stifler. Yeah, that's a great movie.
And it has Emily Banks.
Elizabeth Banks.
Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Banks. The dude that does the live action fighting or whatever. He's been in
LARPing.
He's been in a bunch of movies since then too. And then the one that I think nobody would expect is Emperor's New Groove.
I was you're right. I was not expecting that.
I love Emperor's New
I wasn't
Groove.
thinking animated. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I would have gone kind of animated, I would have gone Team America World Police.
That one was up there. Old School. I was thinking about obviously like the Hangover movies. Most of them were before 2010, but there's just something about Gronk and Emperor's New Groove that I could watch that movie.
Yeah, like
over and over.
Your entire list up until there, like you were checking, like yeah, agree. Emperor's New Groove. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I think I don't know if I've seen it all the way through though. I think I've only seen clips.
Oh man,
I guess I'm just not much of a animated because was it a Disney movie?
It was a Disney movie.
I'm not much of a Disney animated,
but it was one of the kind of earlier Disney movies, kind of like Shrek, where they added a little bit of like.
Oh, was it actually Pixar or was it Disney? Because I think Shrek was Pixar, wasn't it? I think it was.
It might have been, but it was one of those where it was like it was still kind of like the family animated movie, but there was a little bit of like adult humor mixed into there that adults could get, and kids it would go over their head. So that's why I appreciate the movie. Not the second one. Not.
Do you have any honorable mentions to Cam's list that you'd like to throw in, Johnny?
What was the one? I'm blanking out on the name. I was thinking about it the whole time you were doing your list. With the race car. Will Ferrell.
Talladega Nights.
Talladega Nights.
Yeah,
does that fall in there?
Oh,
that I expected it to be in there.
Which I don't know if you remember part that fits into my Mount Rushmore, or not my Mount Rushmore. Our big question earlier. There's a scene where to help Ricky Bobby get over his fear, his dad puts a cougar.
Oh yes.
And he's like, if you're calm, the cougar will be calm. Get in there and drive, son.
No. But that decade
was great.
It was a good run.
It was good. It was a good decade for Will Ferrell.
And Superbad was in that one.
Yeah. 40-Year-Old Virgin. I thought you might have put on the list.
Hall Pass.
Hall Pass is good.
Yeah, there was a lot of Wedding Crashers. I think
Wedding Crashers
was in that decade. So,
I think you're right.
There was a lot of a lot of good ones in that one. Oh, Pineapple Express.
Oh yeah,
very underrated. Yeah, man. So,
you can make 3 more lists.
That was kind of Danny McBride's breakout, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
I don't remember him in much before that.
He might have been in.
I'm sure he was in something before
that.
No, Eastbound and Down was after.
It was after.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'm not 1,000%. I'm pretty sure.
And even the movie that Danny McBride was in early in his career,
the Kung Fu Way or Kung Fu.
I was thinking
he was in a karate movie that he made. He started it. I think it was like Kung Fu Way, or I'll look it up. Go ahead, keep.
I'm thinking the one where he's the guy's trying to, he's in Brooklyn 911. He's trying to be the Daredevil.
Oh man, I'm not remembering that.
Danny
one.
McBride's in it. Another dude that's been in SNL a whole lot's in it.
Are you talking about the Andy Samberg movie? Where he's like a stunt guy.
Yeah. That one was also
forgot
good.
Danny McBride was in that. No, the movie I was thinking, let's see if I can I think it was called like Kung Fu Way. It was the Foot Fist Way, but he was a Kung Fu like karate teacher.
I'm gonna have to check
Came
that
out in 2006. I thought that was like his first movie, because Pineapple Express, it's 2008. Yeah, so Foot Fist Way was before Pineapple Express. That would kind of been his breakout, I think. But yeah, man, Danny McBride movies.
Yeah,
I still haven't watched the Righteous Gemstones. I need to watch that.
I got a couple episodes in. Another one I like him in is Vice Principals.
Yeah,
him and
great.
Walton Goggins.
Lord, yeah.
I'll watch anything with Walton Goggins in it, man. He's so good.
I will tell you, I am starting to get annoyed with all the Walter Goggins goggles, glasses commercials.
I thought you were gonna say the Walmart commercial, the one where he's clogging.
Oh,
you haven't seen that one?
No.
Oh man, the Walton Goggin Walmart commercial where he's Walton Cloggins.
Yeah,
it's a bit much.
I've
seen it too many times.
Have you seen the newest season of White Lotus?
I have not. No, I have not seen him in that. No, I obviously I watched him in the Fallout show. Where I first learned from him was a show that started in 2010. It was an FX Western called Justified. Him and Timothy Oliphant.
He was in that one
show.
and Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, he was in Sons. I didn't know he was in Sons of Anarchy.
In Sons of Anarchy, he was the cross-dressing.
I could see him.
Yeah, he played a cross-dresser.
He's
good at being.
He's good at being flamboyant.
He can play literally.
Oh yeah.
Any role.
Oh,
yeah, he's a good one.
Let's turn into a Walton Goggins appreciation segment.
Hey, I'm with it.
All right, that'll do it for Mount Rushmore plus one. One more segment today in which we named the worst people in sports this week and what we love from sports this week. That one, the Bullpen returns, ESPN Radio 97.5 and 92.5.
This is the Bullpen on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. Live from the Veritex Community Bank Studios. Here are the producers of ESPN 97.5 and 92.5.
All right, final segment today of the Bullpen on ESPN Radio 97.5 and 92.5. Brian McDonald, Cam Smith, John Belmer with you for another 7 or 8 minutes. We'll be back next week. A couple submissions got in from my uncle, actually. I was about to give out the phone number, but I probably shouldn't give out my uncle's phone number on the air. But first question was on our big question of the day: is it aluminum bat or a wooden bat? And although I did think we came to one way a wooden bat could be an advantage in a fight against an animal attacking you, that if it breaks and then becomes a shank, like a really big shank. But I mean, we got to go aluminum bat, right? Like
probably,
like.
Yeah.
The bat, depending on how it breaks, could be useless. Like the aluminum bat, you could get more swings in with.
For sure.
And it hits harder.
Plus, you'll know if you get a good hit in because you hear the ding.
Yeah, it's more satisfying.
Home run.
That one could go. And then he also gave me a submission, and I should have given this one because my daughter listens to this group. As far as bands, it would be embarrassing to be caught cheating at their concert. He sent in the Wiggles.
Oh, God.
Can you imagine? You take your kid and like just sit her down to like go watch the show, and you're caught up canoodling with your.
That's like the show that makes you want it. You have to go to it. It like makes you want to cheat.
makes you want to not have kids. Yeah, I think
God.
that'd be where I would go
Just as a
first.
side note to all this, I just got a notification right now that CEO tendered his resignation.
Oh,
he's gone.
You hate when good things or bad things happen to good people. Don't
Too
you?
bad he doesn't have millions of dollars.
Yeah, yeah,
God,
that golden parachute. I'm sure
God,
will be fine. All right, we got to quickly get through our worst people in sports and what we love from sports this week. So my worst person in sports, and I'll make this quick because you guys, participate in the watching of wrestling. But Bill Goldberg had his retirement match this last Saturday, and even though this dude was a WCW guy, a company that tried to put the then WWF, now WWE, out of business, really doesn't have a lot of tenure in WWE. They put him in their Hall of Fame, which he then had a retirement speech when that happened. They gave him the showcase of a final match. He proceeds to complain about all of it, complain about his speech getting cut off by NBC, which NBC has a hard out. They're going to get out at 9:00 when that show is supposed to be over. That's not on NBC, especially since WWE put up the full speech on their YouTube page and it has millions of views and likes. But he complained about that, never thanked his opponent Gunther, who Gunther carried his nearly 60-year-old ass through that match. Bill Goldberg maybe has never been capable of having a good match that extended past 5 minutes, and Gunther carried him to 15 minutes in the main event. Never thought him, complained about it the whole time. I'm glad he is out of wrestling. Anyway, your worst person in sports this week.
My worst person in sports this week is the recent offseason of the Los Angeles Chargers, as they decided to have a running back blow off fireworks in his eye. Mike Williams decided to sign a 1-year deal and then all of a sudden retire on us a week ago. And luckily he signed his contract, but it looked like Trey Harris was going to hold out for a while. So that was
thank the Texans for that.
Yeah,
well,
literally
Texans and Browns for him for giving out guaranteed contracts to second rounders. Nick Casario not making many friends amongst the league offices.
No, and people literally said that when it happened, they were like, "Look what this is going to
start."
start."
Yeah, oh yeah,
and
yeah.
Look
how long. I mean, the draft was last week of April. It took till last week before anyone beyond the first 2 picks in the second round had signed.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was definitely crazy. All right, time to stop swimming with the anger sharks and go ahead and doggy paddle over the sea tranquility. Talked about what we love from sports this week. What I loved is people getting offended by Shane Gillis at the ESPYs. Lighten up, people. Their jokes, including this fantastic joke he told about Aaron Rodgers and Shedeur Sanders.
Aaron Rodgers did not take the vaccine because he predicted it would be bad for him. And then he joined the New York Jets. So maybe he wasn't right about everything. Shedeur Sanders had his jersey number retired at Colorado this year, and people are saying it's because of nepotism, because of his father, and it's not. It's because he went 13-12 over his career, and he almost won the Alamo Bowl. Definitely not nepotism, right? All right.
Like, there's obviously jokes that went a little bit further than that. He had an Epstein joke at one point. So I get why some people maybe groaned when they heard him, but come on, lighten up. Light up, people.
I'm also with you. That was probably my favorite thing too. I will say I thought some of the jokes were a little, but it was also, we've never really seen this before with the ESPYs, and I don't think
not with a comedian like him.
Yeah,
no.
And people were like, you could tell some athletes were just like way.
Oh yeah, they went
aback,
to. I can't remember what joke it was, but they went to a crowd shot of Lamar Jackson. And Lamar Jackson was. I don't think he was thrilled.
Some of the looks after he made the Karl Anthony Towns joke.
Oh yes,
you can just tell some people were just like,
hey,
we don't know how to react.
All right, quickly, what did you love from sports this week?
No, that's what I was saying. I was like, that was mine too. Yeah, I
too?
enjoyed that. Yeah.
All right, I guess we got it. Yeah, we don't have time to play the Caitlin Clark one, but the Caitlin Clark one was also a pretty good joke about retiring
fighting
and
at
working at the Waffle House.
Oh yeah,
that was a great joke. All right, that'll do it for the bullpen this week. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week. For Cam Smith, for John Belmer, thanks to everyone who texted in with the animals they could beat up with the baseball bat. I am Brian McDonald. We'll talk to you next week. Have a great weekend, Houston.
I don't play with lions. I don't play with tigers, bears, nothing with the wild. I don't play with those. I promise you. I don't even do roller coasters. I'm good.